go back up to 9.
I swear, I just saw something on this. So I just blinked in front of me as a figure. Right in front of me.
I don't see it now.
2. Go down. About 2.
It's okay. It doesn't mean anything.
You're right.
Oh, what's that say? Was that him?
That was him, yeah. But I keep seeing things by that shed there. Like, fur.
The actual structure. Oh, we're looking for one that has a human form, right?
Yeah, and I saw like a little stick figure by the shed many times. What was that?
Oh, that's him.
That's him. Alright, okay. Mom, come here. Mom, come here. What's that?
I don't see a human form, though. That one thing on the... Oh, that's the lady on the side that's standing right there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hi.
Hi. Just walk down. Let's walk around a little bit.
I agree, yeah.
Walk in the front.
To go around like this parking lot a bit?
General.
We got 1.6 over here, and when I started walking this way, it kept on going lower.
Let's go over there together and see what happens.
Yeah, like what, 6? 7?
George?
Where's Eliza?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Okay, we should keep moving forward. We're not that close. We're only at a 9.
Right there.
1.
Who's that?
It has to be a human form,
Yeah,
otherwise it's like...
That's nothing, yeah. Okay. I'm not receiving anything yet, Ma?
Television?
I know.
Doesn't mean anything.
That didn't even exist back then. It's what, like 1744. George! Where else is there a spike? Tell me when there's a spike. Here, I'll walk with you.
So
I'll record all
this
your
way,
data.
this-
Dude, slower. Very slow. Even slower. That's good. Not near the car, though. Come on,
7,
come on,
8,
boy.
7,
I'll check the spooky gate. All right, that's it.
8.
Go on this way.
Now we're going down. Yeah, we're going down. 6,
So just closer that way.
5. Yeah, we're going down.
Oh my God! It just flashed 2.6.
2.6?
It just flashed 2.6.
I don't think so. I don't see.
I saw that. It was
2.6.
It just flashed 2.6.
Tell him right here.
So, Mom.
Give that a whirl. In the event that that's not getting you much out of it, turn it twice around. Back so you can see it.
George, number? George, Mom. George, what's your number? What's your number?
I got a 1.5, but I got a 1.7 over there.
Okay.
Like I reached my hand, and I got over 1.5.
All right. I'll check. I'm not getting anything. No, it's worthless checking over the edge. She's going too far anyway.
Anything coming out of there?
Nothing.
Still recording?
Yes, nothing big yet though.
Okay. Good deal. Yeah, because we got a lot of people tonight, so you're gonna have to try to keep one person in view so you can have a frame of reference, and then everything else after that should be not a real person. Should be a ghost.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
You just saw it.
Oh, what'd you say?
I'm not looking for the number. What's the number, Eliza? The mansion. You hear a number?
I forgot what your question is.
What year was
His
the
question
mansion
was the
destroyed?
year. Mine just was the man.
What happened to the children?
What are you gonna tell them? Stop walking around, boy. I want to hear.
What number? What year did the mansion? What happened to the mansion? What year? What's the year of the mansion? What do you do?
That's a really high number.
It's interesting.
Yeah, remember, meant to try to scare people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of things in here that show up that,
Okay.
It's just trying to scare people. That's the whole point of it. I mean, you think of ghosts and it's a scary thing,
Okay.
that kind of mentality. So that's why 80% of this is going to be garbage.
Okay.
What I'm excited about, engagement is good. Also the number 2, she was 22. So if somebody else heard the number 20, or I captured the number 20 during the spot check when they got married, because now we have Charles along with that, engagement. I don't know what that 60 is yet, so I'm going to dive into that. Numbers and names usually don't lie, but that Sophia has shown up here dozens of times. I can't find the tie, and I don't know who Natalie could be. So I'll be diving into that. I've read more books and articles on this woman, and when things pop up, again, I'm withholding things, so that way you guys don't know everything. You're not looking for specific things, that kind of thing. With the cameras, a little bit different. Obviously they need to know what they're looking for, but with the communication devices, I can't tell you everything. Otherwise, you're going to be searching for it.
Okay.
See where I'm going?
Yeah.
So, and the word list was kind of so that way you guys can actually help, Tom with his. I wanted to make things where you didn't have to listen to it, but I was kind of setting it up in my brain so that way you can help him. And obviously with the camera, you guys can move things around.
Okay.
Yep.
Stuff like that. ago.
So I guess he set them up for like us to kind of be together, like our devices.
Oh.
I think something like that.
Okay.
Like if any words pop up.
So what's happening? Did it say anything good yet, Bob?
Oh, no.
You're so strong.
Probably.
Done. Oh my
like,
God!
yeah.
Like someone tried to like kill Eliza. She just pulled out the knife. God damn!
Georgie.
Hey, what's this?
Got something?
I mean, maybe.
Oh, I don't know what that is. It's right at the car. Oh, I think that. Oh, wait, there's someone getting in the car now.
Oh, we gotta leave there. Leave that right there. Alright, it's probably not just nothing. But I'll fill it once that car leaves.
This way.
I know what it said.
What?
What? It said this way? So,
This way.
Which way, Eliza?
Where's the control? She showed up with a camera telling me, Taylor, used to think, can I get a jelly bean? You're a saver, so going to ask me to do this, chicken, chicken, bone, no conflict, phone, garden, no gas, no ice, cream, still alone, this so much, no, boy, can control, I am they can, boy, can control, boy, one of this, I think control, I the money to Joe, Query, as well, people, one, and this, James Charles, George Honey, Bartholomew, James Conner, the move, James, Demetrius, DeMarcus, the 42nd, boy, can control, boy, one of this, hill, boy, can control, Eliza, was an average kid. And no one understands. Whoa, mom and dad and grandpa always living. Still gone.
Yeah, I wanted to change.
Damn.
Some interesting words.
Stabbed carbon engagement's good. Sorry, what did that? Wait.
Oh, you want to see the list again?
Not, yeah. Recommended. Okay, sorry. Yeah. What is this ass cheek material? This is not working. It's like the laggiest thing. Even if like Eliza was like standing like right in front of me. You know, I got like the worst thing. He's like George's school. He gets to walk around trying to like pick the exact location. I just do this. I'm picking up cars, objects, people. I caught a dude named Eliza and another dude named Charles.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, money. Money.
No, that's the Pinkley family. Anything coming out of yours?
The only thing I heard was 80.
Go ahead and mute it, because we're going to go over all the answers. All right. Sheri, Jeff, come on in. Let's go over these answers. Anything, go ahead and stop your videos. Give your hands a... Anybody else hear anything? You got any words showing up?
Will.
Will?
Eric.
Eric? No.
And
Will
then
possibly.
look ahead.
The head?
It said look ahead.
Oh.
Thank you.
I was just showing him how to point that camera. For the cameras, again, very popular spot when other tourists cut through here because they will. We're just going to split the seas, let them pass through. But your cameras, just keep them pointed one way or the other. Mark you unnecessarily to keep a person in view in this location. There's enough foliage to kind of show us the temperature difference on things. But anything else heard on your spirit boxes? I like World. What was it?
New and World 104.
Yeah, nothing on those. See, you're grabbing the gist of things. But
These are 4.0.
an average here is not going to be 2.5. So good point. It's going to be around 5. Just so you know, we do have lamp posts near us, so that's giving off a little bit of EMF in a tight space. So anything above, like, say, a 5 or a 6, I'll be excited about. So every ghost tour comes down here. This is Philadelphia Out. This is actually used to be called Duelers Out. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So that's kind of the cool feature of it, right? Here's the story, but you're going to hear it a little bit differently with me just because you're ghost hunting. You need different details. This is not campfire marshmallow time. I will also point out we are not going to be spreading out in this location. We're here to stir things up by talking about it, and we're going to get bleed over as we go into the next location from both spaces. But to be in it, we can't actually go all the way down. We're not allowed to. I'm going to talk about that because I've actually been kicked out of here. That's the fun part of the story. Tom's like, yeah, let's do this. So, here's how the story goes. You are so focused on that thing. I love it. She has been like laser focused waiting for something to happen. That device, by the way, this is the reason this location is why we have that device. And I'm going to explain why. There's a doctor that moves down here from Rhode Island. He moves down here. Oh, by the way, his name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. So for those of you with the spirit boxes, if you hear Brown-Eyed Girl, it is not by accident or coincidence. We have the name Brown. Anyway, he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of this cash. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. Dr. Ladd moves to Charleston to prove that he's not after Amanda's money. He's going to start his new medical practice here. As he's coming into town, the coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. It wasn't a good start to stay here, but somebody was walking by. His name was Ralph Isaacs. This is where we stop and talk about the Ouija board. Ralph Isaacs has the same initials as where the doctor came from. R.I., Ralph Isaacs, Rhode Island. Before the Ouija board, because I've only had that about 6 months, we were getting the letters R.I. from the spirit boxes by itself. Weirdest thing ever. You hear a DJ and it'd be like, R.I., and that would be the end of it. But we would need a secondary clue because that's 2 different characters, right? Just like the Charleses back at the Pinkies. But back to Ralph. He tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you, take all your money. So why don't you come with me? I got some friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room there, and you can be safe and good to go. And enjoy Charleston. Dr. Ladd took him up on the offer, and the two became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, he's making more money. So he's getting his point across to Amanda and her attorney that he's not just after her cash. Amanda gets wind of this, she's coming down so they can get married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. Irony of the story is that every haunted city any of you will ever visit in the future will have a whistling ghost. It's a cliche. We all have one. What I'm going to tell you is that there is actual proof of this one. I'm going to get to that. Anyway, Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because Dr. Ladd makes more money. He gets better seats. That's just the way the hierarchy works. They're talking about Richard III one night on the way home from the play. They're arguing over the new actress. Dr. Ladd thought the new actress was great. Ralph, not so much. The argument then turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. It gets really heated and they go their separate ways. Ralph, I told you, already has friends here. He goes to see his friends at the newspaper. He puts an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. You're a disgrace to society, sir. That's the kind of mentality of this ad. The doctor saw the ad and rebutted with, let's go to Duelers Alley. We're going to settle this. Over a newspaper ad and an insult on his fiancée. Yes, kind of a weird time. So, they come down, they took for 10 paces, they turned, the doctor pointed his gun in the air, and he shot. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage and bravery to show up to the fight, which was often what happened at a duel, by the way. Some of you have seen Hamilton, I know. It all comes up all the time. But Ralph has his one bullet. He puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Dr. Ladd fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, carried him home to 59 Church Street, where he dies 10 days later on November 2nd of 1786. He refused medical treatment. He Remember, he's a doctor. He probably tried to bleed out the bullet himself. This is a time where bullets were made of lead. This wasn't about the wound, it was about the lead poisoning. So, every ghost tour that comes down here will tell you to listen for the whistles as you're coming through this alley. It is always this quiet, aside from the air conditioner we're all hearing right now. On a busy Saturday afternoon, this is what it's like. It's always quiet. I will tell you that we do have whistles that come through on your voice recording. I can't explain them. Now, if you're going to come down here on your own and go all the way through, which remember, I can't take you all the way through, turn on your voice recorders, listen for whistles in the background, but every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Queen Street or Cumberland is going to throw a whistle down this alley. I do it every single night. So I have to pass this alley to get to my car, and when my daughter's on the tour, we race to see who's going to throw the whistle first, especially since I got booted out of here. Let's get into that. That's the fun part. Now, oh, by the way, the word whistle will also show up in our Spirit Box recordings, and we've also had certain whistling parts of songs show up while we've been in here. I want you to think of like Moves Like Jagger with the whistling part, Guns N' Roses' Patience with the whistling part. Again, it's the weirdest things that show up here. Dr. Ladd's birthday also shows up here, along with the word decap, his name, you name it. All kinds of clues come out of this location. How did I get kicked out? I used to take people all the way through because this alley didn't go all the way through this way all the time. This is where they used to keep some of the livestock for Charleston before it was Duelers Alley. So it was kind of cut off so they can keep control of the livestock, which means those bricks over there are older than these bricks down here. What I would tell you that those are sun-dried bricks from slave children at that end. There's one full handprint and fingerprint swipes from those bricks on that side of the alley. I would tell my folks this because I'm all about history. I don't care about the diversity of my group. We all need to see how far we've come from slavery. We're in Charleston. We need to see it. I don't care. So everybody still wants to try to get a reading out of that brick with the handprint. November 26th, 2020, my entire group is around that brick. I'm trying to move them along because I treat that brick the same way I do a grave. That kid's not staring at that brick in the afterlife. It's just a guarantee. I wouldn't be there, neither would any of you. I'm trying to move them along because it's also outside the kitchen window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm out of bounds and didn't know it. I'm just trying to be respectful. When the new owner of that mansion came out screaming, my daughter thought it was great because Dad's getting yelled at. And we moved on, yeah. So we moved on. The next night was Thanksgiving. I don't work Thanksgiving because I worked in retail management, mainly for Walmart, for over 20 years. I don't work Thanksgiving ever again. So I got a phone call the next day, November 28th. Yes, the dates are relevant. I'm getting to that point. They asked me to go down halfway or to reroute my group. I didn't think it was fair of my groups of 10 to be around 20 to 60 other tour groups here of people, right? So I decided I'm going to reroute, but I told my group, I don't really get into this next story. I'm a vampire guy, not a pirate person. We're going to see what happens. I've never had anything come up, but we're going to see what goes on. Before we left, somebody heard the name Anne on a spirit box. I did not tell that group we were going to be investigating the famous female pirate Anne Bonny. So I went, damn it.
And who?
Anne Bonny.
Bonnie?
Yes. So we get down there, and I told what little bit I did know about pirates in Charleston, and somebody else hears the number 300 on a spirit box. I don't know what that means in real time. I do the research for them the next day. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate run. So I went, now I've got to learn about pirates. I have read more books on pirates. And y'all better be grateful. I have a master's degree in creative writing to piece together pirate lore to find factual data for us to investigate. Everything we're going to be talking about at the next location came from a minimum of 2 resources. So again, it is one of those things where a lot can happen or nothing can happen. There's a lot that goes on. So I'm usually pretty quick to determine after I'm done talking about the history of the space, why we're there, if we actually have something going on or not. Again, Anne is said to be seen all over town because she came down here to sell the things from her father's plantation. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Before we leave the space, I will also tell you about this gate because not all the other tours will do that. This gate, remember that the alley was cut off on this side? In the event there was a dead guy, the loser of a duel, this was the shortcut to get to St. Philip's Cemetery on the other side of the wall instead of walking all the way down to Queen Street and wrapping back around, carrying a dead body. It delayed the time to go celebrate the winner with a pint. Just so you know why this actual archway is here. The wrought iron was probably put in the early 1900s based on the ironwork of it, but the archway was definitely there. This is just a courtyard, and you're going to see when we get around to the St. Philip side, you're going to see everything's gated off. It probably wouldn't have been back in the mid-1700s. So, I say, now you've been just holding that perfect. We're gonna have a nice clear view of the alley from the SLS camera, so hopefully we don't get too many things. I've been kind of keeping an eye on it from the brush, because that will pick up from any leafy stuff, will give us stick figures kind of going along with it. Any other terms show up before we leave the
A
space?
few.
What do you got?
After Will, I had shit, hate, achieve, stay, report, formula, hot, and include.
This shit is weird. Like, it doesn't normally curse at us. And the funniest thing, it gave us the F-bomb one night when I handed it to like this 80-year-old woman. I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? So I'm kind of really careful with that. Anything coming out of your wasting board over there?
Still just gibberish.
Gibberish, no R-I at all?
No,
No, nothing at
no.
all. Will, did you hear anything
Nothing really.
that you know of?
No.
Do you have an earbud in? Or you've been
No,
listening?
Jeff does.
Jeff, you said yes.
Do you hear anything?
Did you hear anything while we've been here? Not really. I know you were kind of focused on me, and it could be hard to do.
Yeah, nothing
A little, I
to speak
won.
of.
Like I won. Win it.
Oh, it's a rat.
It's a rat.
That's our cue, everybody. Let's roll.
Hello, buddy.
You're all filming him. Like, it's going to be on YouTube tomorrow. Oh, it is.
That's a big rat.
Oh, yeah. Every big city's got that. You can stop your video.
Okay.
We're going to give it a little bit. Yeah, if people are walking through, just don't look like a YouTuber.
Gotcha.
All of them.
All the black priest.
Yeah, that's what
Priest?
priest.
That's interesting.
What's that though?
Oh, looks like somebody died.
Actually, I think it's
Oh yeah, you got something going there. Is that the shadow?
so interesting.
Yeah, it's a shadow. That got me excited. But there's nothing important though.
I can't, honestly,
No one still.
but I will tell you that
It's always on the car, but like it's not like I ignored that thing on the car. It just like happens a lot, right? It's,
River, I heard river.
yes.
In the river.
I also heard river. Yeah.
And I was just making sure it was real. Like, so I just.
yeah, it was his whole life. And the reason I know that, obviously, because he didn't, unfortunately, was fine.
Yes, I come from a very psychic family.
But what I will tell you is my second finger building. Normal.
What's your number?
7.
Okay. That was like the cars, but they're not theirs. They're cool.
What was that? Was that your,
Oh, this thing down here?
was it just the pole?
No, that's just a shadow down there.
Oh, the shadow.
That's the shadows. It keeps catching the shadow. And then the car and like the shape of a few parts of the car catch it too. Like that like deforms stuff. And like just people and some trees catch it too. Like Gucci right there. See? Like look how cute Gucci looks.
Because you're
He's like little stick man.
Gucci. It's like, look how cute Gucci looks. He sees you in his little picture.
Oh, look. Oh, little stick man. There's two. Wait, there's three.
Sam.
Okay. That guy back there. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Now there's four.
No.
I've been doing astrology charts since I was 19. Yeah, so.
Well, I'll be honest. The other thing too is I normally won't do it.
Oh, really?
It's either they don't get it.
They're going there. They're out here. Oh, they were mentioning that. I mean, maybe I should.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I hope that that human's not 10 feet tall.
yeah. It's just like the outline of
The roof yet.
the beams that they were talking about.
Yep. English, come here. I wonder if Eliza's still vibing with us. What is goody, Eliza?
No, he said that was just at that other spot.
I know, yeah. Alright, this thing won't catch anything for its life. This thing won't catch anything for its life.
Won't?
Yeah, no. Even if there is a ghost on it, I doubt that it's going to catch anything. This thing won't catch a ghost.
I'm sure it will.
No, it only catches things that it could see. You can't see ghosts on this. It won't catch anything. The ghost can talk to you. But if I can see the ghost right there, then it'll pick it up. If I can't, oh look.
That's another tour.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's someone there. I'm kidding. If this thing picks up an actual ghost, I'd be very surprised.
For the Richard,
How are you guys doing over here?
I've heard a Richard, a Mary, in the river.
I heard help him. He said help him.
Help him.
Anything crazy on yours? No?
No, I doubt they might not pick
Draw,
up anything.
vocal, and prayer.
You know, hers has been saying like a lot of like religious
There's
stuff, like
literally
priest and
like
stuff.
yeah, we're right next to the church. That's usually what happens. I don't bring it up because it just occurs, and I don't want you looking for it because it does occur all the time. You know, we'll get preached, you know, Bible, those kind of things.
okay.
It happens all the time because we're near St. Philip's. It's our tallest steeple.
Yeah.
So I am excited about Mary, obviously Mary Reed.
Mary Reed.
So I'm excited about that. Richard, I don't know who that is, but we're also next to a cemetery. We could get some bleed over, but there's literally like 15 stories along this corner right here. So when I'm looking around and I'm like, is there a Richard? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't have a Richard. You know, or you give me a number, I have to think of all of the stories around us. I don't tell you everything that's going on until something actually occurs. I don't give you those extra stories unless we have to kind of go off track a little bit. So, but I don't know who Richard is. Might be somebody nearby. I don't know. But I definitely like the Mary that stood out, and then the help in the river. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Because that was cool. I don't know what that
you
was.
guys-
Hopefully his audio caught it, or my audio. But in the river, their plantation was on a river. It had to be. It was a rice plantation.
Yeah.
So again, kind of a stretch, but I'm putting clues together of like, is there going to be something else relative to the rice plantation, or is the name Georgetown going to actually pop up? So I don't know. We're going to find out. And I don't know the name of the plantation. So very interesting. Anything else you guys got going on? More kills? Yeah, I got drowned already. A lot of ways to die, and you have any of them. I like the bacteria piece though. Like that's very cool with the skills.
Oh, I think
I got 2.
You got doctor?
I got doctor when you were talking at the very beginning.
Jeff, you got anything? Interesting. All right, let's group up over here.
Okay.
So again, this is a car out super specific.
All right. I'm gonna stop recording, right?
Yeah. You got any numbers yet?
That's cool. Wait, what the John Tavius Pringle the 42nd are you doing, bro? There's one over there. Where? Are there any good
No.
spikes?
It's just like a 1.
Henry. What is that kid doing? Do you know?
George?
Yeah,
He's running around.
he's, wild kid. Henry. Henry. There's nothing. Oh, Henry. Henry.
Oh, today's 36. Oh, yeah. 54. 54. No, that's 58. 36. 45. $17.7. 22. $12.6.
I want you to make sure it's cranked all the way up.
Why is he? Oh, okay. This kid just keeps running. Oh, yeah. Henry, it's fine. You're safe. Whose grave is this?
This is the guy we're looking for, Timrod. This is the blood book guy.
It's Henry Timrod, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Henry, where are you? Through clouds and through sunshine, in the steps of poverty, and the storms of civil war. Strife is so never broken, and its purpose never fails.
Yeah. Your little stick figure looks so cute.
Hey, I'm a little stick for you.
Here. All right, ready? Oh, Gucci, raise your right hand if you're adorable. Mommy, raise your right hand if you're adorable. Oh no. Go ahead. Raise your right hand. My mommy bear. Your little stick figure is like a wiggling around. It's doing a happy dance. Yeah, see, look, I'll show you what it looks like. You like go. Okay, I can't see anything right now. But like, once you get super close, and then go, ooh, dancing. All right, let's go. All right, nice.
Should we walk back there where your dad and Gucci are?
Later. I'm fine, guys. I'll stay. This is cool, very big, yeah. It really does stink that like that one person scared away Henry.
Huh?
That when like the girl tried to shake the ghost's hand. Were you not listening?
No, was it just now?
No.
When?
When he was telling the story.
I think I
When-
missed that part.
What?
I'm sorry.
When like they caught like Henry on the camera.
Oh, yeah, I did get that part. Yeah, she shook his hand.
And
And
just
then,
feared
yeah,
he'd never
because
come
it was a
back.
woman. Yeah, I know.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no ratings.
It's like they're like on that tree. It's like a little shiny spot.
Yeah.
It's like a little star. What is that?
Probably just like some.
Like a little like owl or something. Is it? Like it's one eye? No.
Probably like sap. I didn't even think about that though. That looks kind of cool. Come back. Gotta stay at the group. Dude.
Puppy's over there. All right.
Hey.
Let's just wait here now, okay? Because I think it's over.
Yeah.
So let Bubby come here and then we'll get going.
Yeah, what time is it, by the way?
It's 11.
No, I haven't caught anything yet.
So what we found, now that that group is gone, is right. Come on, I'll show you. Let's come over this way. You got any words on there?
I have worldwide right now. I cover.
Okay.
And my
So where?
dad
What happened?
has, like, case, help, and food.
So over by this bust, we actually, just to the right of it, we had that figure standing there, and that's where we had that interaction with him. Now, I debunked a lot of things with the bars to make sure it wasn't picking up the bars, like I had my arm inside, trying to make sure it wasn't picking certain things up. And it was standing right here. It was an 8-minute span, and it was right in front of the entire group. And a woman came over to right where Regina's at, outstretched her hand and asked him to shake her hand, and he poof, dissipated.
All right.
So just keep in mind, any framing it's going to pick up. So when I'm reviewing this video, what I do is if I see something I'm not sure what it is, or if it's not one of us, I screenshot it and then I put a light filter on it to see if there's anything behind it that resembles the same shape.
Okay.
So that way if something does show up, I can see, like in the Pinckney Mansion site, first night we used it, we actually had a full figure standing right before us at the Pinckney Mansion site, nothing behind it that would represent the shape of shoulders, head, torso, legs, head, the whole nine. It was right there in front of us.
Sorry, did you post that on YouTube?
I posted the video on YouTube, but the picture goes to my website. So
Okay.
you guys will have access to all of that stuff.
Awesome. All right, thank you. I'm curious because now I want to
I'll tell
see
you
it.
guys how this is set up, like before we leave, and get you guys back to your cars. Any numbers show up for you?
No, just this ones.
Still just ones? Okay. Let's switch it back to where we were. Then it'll wait. We'll go back to standard and see if you get any readings that way. Again, we've been playing with your device because I haven't used it a whole lot yet. It works a lot different than Miss Denise's. So. Tom's just off in his own little world.
Yeah, I
Huh?
guess.
He's gonna go home and start studying spirit box. Anything coming up on there?
I will ask him later. Hey, Bob. Did you get anything? What?
Chase,
Charity told me.
help, war stopped, shoot.
Did you tell?
I said,
Chase, help, war stopped, shoot.
I said,
All right. He got some pretty good things on his.
Chase, help, and shoot. Did you hear anything else?
War stopped.
More steps.
War stopped. War stopped,
Oh,
shoot.
war stopped.
War stopped was twice. War stopped.
At Harvest.
It was over there next door.
What's funny is she's
That's
got
what I was like-
crazy EMF readings.
Yeah?
Not in that 150 range, but she's gotten some over
Yeah.
50, definitely some over 25. So those are the ones where I'm like, okay.
And
definitely
what's
not
like normal? For
what's
her?
normal for here?
Yeah, for her
I don't
EFM
agree.
readings.
Over here, I don't expect anything. So I expect a bunch of zeros and point somethings. So when something does occur, I get excited. But normally if you can find like up to a 10, you can usually hang out in that area and watch it grow all the way to like the 100 to 150 and then drop like nothing.
Oh.
Like it'll go down to 1.5 and you won't get it back. It's the weirdest thing.
Okay, yeah, I know that is.
And we're getting some letters over there too because Regina's device works the exact same way with the EMF. That's how it's getting those letters for her. So if there's an EMF spike, it gives her a letter. Wherever that cursor is, it just stops and drops it into the bottom row. So see if she can determine anything coming out of it. That's why it's hard for ghosts to use that because it's something revolutionary. Like we're allowing them to, hey, why don't you just get close to it? Give us a letter. Give us a letter. And having that perfect timing would be a little hard to do, I'm sure. All right, I say we get everybody over to a bench. It looks like